Hey guys, it's me, Shannon, and it's August 4th, 2014. It's Monday, and it's been a good day. Um, a little eventful, and I'll tell you a little bit about it. I got an email from Mike today, and while I'm not going to sit here and read his whole email, I realized this is something I signed up for. I literally signed up for this life. And I've known since I was a little girl that I'd be sharing my life and my experiences and my interrelations with other people and my relationships. I knew I'd be sharing it all. And while I was with him, he kind of felt like he didn't have a home base in his life. So I made it a point to try to create this safe, consistent, loving, unconditional loving place that he knew that he could come to and have what he needed. And that's what I provided, and I made it a point to do that. So just because he and I are not together anymore, I still honor that. And I'm not just going to read through his email because there's some really, it's personal. It's personal, and we're talking through this breakup right now. And while I want to respect his privacy, right? I don't want to, this is what's in his heart and on his mind. I'm not just going to let the whole world know it all. But I am here sharing my life, and our communication back and forth is telling. I'm sharing this part of my life, and it's freaking difficult, this moment. Trying to navigate through this whole thing with this very spiritual perspective, and knowing I'm connected and feeling like that's such an important part of how I make decisions and how I live my life. So all that's happening while I'm living in this everyday world. I'm trying to find that balance, and this is a big decision that I made. And I'm sure we could have got dated for a little bit longer, and maybe gotten engaged and gotten married and had kids and had that life that I never really brought that up, but he would bring it up sometimes. And like how I'm the only girl that he's ever seen himself marrying or have kids with. So for me to break up with him, having all of that present, like, it's not easy to navigate. So I'm here telling my story, and I understand that this will all make sense at some point, but it's not really making sense to me now. I'm just trusting my heart and trusting that intuition that I'm given, the gift I have. So this is solely to just share where I'm at, and it's not easy. And to get an email like this is difficult. You know what I'm saying? So alright, I'll just kind of skim through and just share with you some of the pieces of it, because it's telling. Oh, so annoying. It's so annoying. I just wish it was easier. I wish it was easier. I just wish this was easier. So, if you want to know the correspondence and the communication that he and I have had, like, over the weekend and last week, then you can watch previous videos, and I'll put them here. Um, so his response, and I read my email to him in yesterday's video. So here is his response. Those videos were hilarious. I miss sharing that kind of stuff with you too. That made the week extra hard. You can tell yourself whatever you need to tell yourself in order to justify asking to go through my phone. I was out on the same limb that you were, trusting you to make our relationship... What? I was out on the same limb that you were, trusting you to respect our relationship during our time apart. I had faith in our connection that you weren't cheating on me, and in the absence of any real evidence, and he says, I have none, that trust is all I had. And I don't have any real evidence. That's why it's like more difficult than anything. Am I just a crazy person? Am I just a crazy person feeding into my insecurities? I guess that's up for discussion here. So yeah, in the absence of any real evidence, that trust is all I had, and it was good enough for me. I'm sorry that you weren't able to trust me. You can point to the little white lie about Instagram as a time where you caught me or whatever, but your distrust of me is primarily unfounded. And I hope I'm wrong, but in my heart I feel like I know what's going on. Talk about women's intuition, that's one thing. That's one very real element of life. And then to have this extra, like, sensitivity and intuition to stuff. So he goes, ultimately, I believe you were unskilled in managing your own emotions and allowed suspicious paranoia to get the best of you. This obviously disappoints me, as I hoped you were somebody who understood the line that asking to go through someone's phone shouldn't be crossed. Alrighty then. And I get it. I completely get it. And I don't think that asking to go through someone's phone is cool. But when you feel like your significant other is not being faithful, I think that there's an amendment in that contract. He continues. He brought up the time that I asked him to see his phone, or he offered me to look at his phone when I had a question before, and I declined that offer. And he said, since that day, I thought we'd been in a great place. I thought last Saturday was arguably our best night ever together. From the blank to the socializing, we were never better. And that's so true. That made your actions on Sunday morning even more disappointing, because I thought we were heading in a great direction. I wish you massive success with your clothing line, but just know that being special isn't enough to make it happen. It's gonna take a lot of hard work, and you'll have to endure some rejection. So I guess we'll see how special you really are when it comes to navigating that stuff. I hope you know that I will always be here for you if you ever need anything. I don't consider us over. I think you're an amazing person, and know that we'll always be linked by the amazing time that we spent together. Our timing wasn't right now, but I take life one day at a time. I already miss your laugh, the way you touch and rub on me, and of course, the mind-melting blank. So that is what I got from him, and didn't respond. Can't even go there right now. And then, so yeah, so that is that. So that was part of my day, and then moving on to something more fun and exciting. Charlene came to the office today to visit with Steven, and earlier this morning, Charlene's assistant, Jazz, stopped by, dropped off a box, and asked me to give it to Charlene when she got there. So, when she got there later, I gave it to her, and I heard her and Steven in his office, like, this big hoopla. They made a phone call and thanked the person. Thank you so much. It's beautiful. The bracelet, it's gorgeous. It's better than anything I could have ever expected. It was just a sweet, genuine moment. So after that, I go in there, nosy girl, go in there, let me see this bracelet you guys are talking about. So Charlene shows me this gorgeous bracelet, like this evil eye bracelet, gorgeous diamonds, oh my god, delicious. I told her I wanted to eat it, it was so delicious looking. And she's like, yeah, one of my good friends, Lorraine Schwartz, designed this, and this is our wedding gift. And she said, yeah, have you heard of her? I'm like, yeah, I think so. She's like, yeah, well, she's like a jewelry, she's a designer, and she actually made Kim and Kanye's wedding rings. Charlene is really close with Kim and Kanye. She's their stylist. So yeah, it's just cute, like, it's cool. So to see beautiful jewelry and to hear, like, whatever. And I just love my life. It's cool. And like I don't know, like a month or two ago, before Kim and Kanye's wedding, Charlene was at our office, and I had a bag I had to go take somewhere, and in it, as I was walking down the stairs, I'm looking like in this bag. I'm like, ooh, what is in my eye? Oh my gosh. I look in the bag, and there's this beautiful piece of fabric. So, me being the fashion girl I am, I took it out and I looked at this garment, and it was the most beautiful garment ever. It was so well made, and it was just like this white, no, it was ivory, this like leotard with the back out, and like, oh my god, beautiful. I think it was Stella McCarthy, right? And it was just so well made, like not a seam on it. It was just seamless, beautiful perfection. And I stood there in the hallway, like looking at it, like touching it, and like, so I love fabric and fashion, so it was just amazing, that moment, to have that with that garment in the hallway, in the stairwell, as I'm walking down. And the first thing I thought, this would be amazing on Kim. Could you imagine this on her body? And then a couple days later, she's in Paris, and I see her in these tight white jeans and this beautiful leotard with her back out. And it was the same leotard I was holding and admiring for its pure perfection and beauty. And it's just great. I love my life. It's awesome. And then what else? Oh my god, Charlene and Steven's friend, Tracy Robbins. Oh my god, they just had a baby. Oh my goodness. And this baby, Stella Rose, is like the cutest little baby ever. She's black, white, and Asian, this little baby. Gorgeous. And it's cute because my name was gonna be Stella. My grandmother's name is Stella, and my mom promised my grandmother that she would name me Stella, but then when I was born, she's like, oh no, it's Shannon. So, alright, that's my life, and I'm going to New York next week for one day for business, for a training I'm going. So I'm excited. Alright, let me go. Bye. Love you guys, and thank you for listening to my sob stories. It'll all make sense one day, I know it. But until then, I'm still gonna just live my life and talk it out. Bye.